Welcome to the 5 Reasons Gambling Show.
Secure the value, secure the value, secure the value.
Welcome to the 5 Reasons Gambling Show. Today is a very special show. I have a special guest, Doug from Dougly Do Wrong. He's going to help us break down this Dolphins season, see what bets we can make. How you doing, Doug?
I'm doing good.
So I want to start off by saying, like, normally as a bettor, which I am, I try to stay away from betting on my team that I root for because emotions always get involved.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to keep that rule week to week. But when it comes to futures bets, I think it's enjoyable. If you think your team is going to be good, it's just enjoyable to have some props there. You double root when they win, or something happens, people score touchdowns. If you have a future bet, it's like a double feeling of good. So I think we're going to hit some futures today. Before we start, I want to let everybody know we're going to hit Price Picks props. We're going to hit regular props. If you're not on Price Picks, make sure you sign up using code 5. You get $50 in promo funds when you make your first bet. And if this hits, it could be a lot more than that. So, Doug, before we start with the actual props, I want to get a sense. You're one of the best Dolphins creators when it comes to covering this team. After every practice, after every joint practice, after every preseason game, I can count on you to drop a video breaking it down. So you've been close to all the action. I have 2 questions for you. Before the training camp started, were you optimistic about this season for the Dolphins? Was this a season that you looked at it? Is this going to be a good season? Or were you like, this is going to be like a reset season?
I was in the middle. I kind of like there's aspects of this team that scared the crap out of me. It still kind of does with the cornerbacks, especially with, all the injuries that keep happening to us. Offensive line was good. The depth worried me. So I was like in the middle. It's like a hit or miss type of season where if things go right, we can, win a lot of games. But if we, 1 or 2 things happen, it could go downhill really quick. So, going into training camp and all that stuff, I was like, honestly, I didn't know. So it was like it could go one or both ways.
So now that we have 2 preseason games in the books, we have, double-digit practices that you've covered each one. Are you still feeling the same? Are you feeling better? Are you feeling worse?
A little bit better. A little better. I'm more excited about the defensive line. I was worried about them going into the draft. Really like the way Grant and Phillips is playing on the D line. Feel a little bit better about the wide receiving depth, about the running backs. So I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm kind of leaning more towards the optimistic aspect of it.
Okay, that sounds great. So when we're betting on futures, it's usually you tend to predict health, right? You're not you usually don't go into betting futures thinking, well, this person's going to get hurt, or you're assuming they're going to play a good majority of the games. When it comes to Tua, though, the norm is that he doesn't play a lot of games, right? I think he's only had 1 season over 16 games. So I have some props, some Price Picks props already preloaded here, and I just want to talk to you about them, all right? The first one is Tua over 23 passing touchdowns. Obviously, this is assuming that he stays healthy. If he stays healthy, do you see him throwing over 23 touchdowns?
Oh boy. I'm trying to think of how many times he's ever really thrown over 23 touchdowns. If he stays healthy, yes, I see him throwing over 23.
So you see, basically, what that comes down to is you see this offense going back to where they were before last year, which last year they were not very good.
Yeah, pretty much. Like that's the biggest thing is like he like you said, he needs to stay healthy. Like he's thrown over 23 touchdowns twice in his career, 2022, 2023. In 2023, when he stayed healthy, he threw 29. So yeah, like if we got a healthy Tua and he's out there and he plays the full 17 games, then yeah, I definitely see him throwing for more than 23.
And that's a big if. So I'm asking you straight up, would you take that bet? Do you think he'll play 15 to 17 games? I don't think he plays 17, but let's say would you say 13 to 16? Would you?
Well, again, in 2022, he threw for 25 and he played 13 games. So I
We
think I
also
still,
had the number one, if I'm not wrong, it was us in San Francisco, the number one scoring running backs.
yeah.
So that in that sense, it was only 29, but in
Mm,
reality, every time we got in the red zone, it was a rushing touchdown.
yeah.
So I mean, there's a chance they could turn more into the passing. Is there?
Yeah, especially with Achan, who's going to be a dual threat running back. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's a very real possibility.
All right, we're staying with that. The next one, I really like myself, but I still want to run it by you. Jalen Waddle over 4.5 receiving touchdowns. The number, for example, at the Hard Rock is 5.5.
Mm,
I think health wise, if Tua stays healthy, this is a gimme. This is easy. Jalen Waddle over 4.5 touchdowns, meaning Jalen Waddle 5 touchdowns. Receiving,
yeah.
I must say. What do you think about that one?
Yeah, all off season, him and Tua have been building that connection. So even if Tua doesn't play a full season, I still think, yeah, definitely take the over on that four and a
And then
half.
last year was the only year that he
Yeah,
didn't get it.
yeah.
So that one doesn't need much
He
discussion.
looks like he's a man on a mission too. Like if you're watching him during, training camp and stuff, he looks like he's out to show he's the number one guy. So yeah, definitely that's an easy one. Four and a half is a low number. I could see
he,
him getting around like
he's
9.
always gotten over 5 except for last year. And then
Hmm.
well, Tua missed 6 games, and even when he came back, the offense wasn't what it used to be.
Yeah.
But I really like that bet. The next one is a little iffy because it almost seems like there's no reason for this number to be this low.
Mm.
Tyreek Hill over 975 yards for the season. I guess, do they think that he's going to get traded or something? If everything stays normal, I don't see why he doesn't reach 975 yards. I think he's going to reach 1,000 if he stays on the team.
So is that just with Miami or is that just on his season?
That's his
907.
season. I mean, he could get traded as long as he gets 1,000 yards. I mean,
Yeah.
975 yards will be good.
Yeah, I take the more on that one. Last year was an anomaly. Out of his entire, 9-year career, only 3 times did he have under, 975 yards. So yeah, I would definitely take the over on that one. He's another guy who's out to try to prove people wrong because, especially with week 18 last year where he kind of gave up, he's out
Yeah,
to change the
exactly.
narrative.
Do you make anything of this lack of chemistry between him and Tua? I think this being overstated a little bit.
Yeah, from what I'm hearing, they're hanging out, and he's making more of an effort to be more, around and stuff. So yeah, even if you watch the preseason game on Saturday, he was on the sideline and he was like cheering them on and stuff. So yeah, no, I would
Yeah.
definitely take the over on that one.
Okay. We're looking good. Now, in price picks, we can't just make Dolphins plays. So we have to branch out to be able to complete this parlay. And I'm going in the division. All right. From what I've seen from Justin Fields, I think it's time to sell the stock, right? His number for passing yards is 2,575. I'm really tempted to take the under here. I don't even think he finishes the season as quarterback in the Jets. I mean, these are what I'm seeing is like even the passes that get completed are at receivers' knees. I think he can
Yeah.
still be effective when it's like RPOs and run fakes, but when it's like obvious passing situations, the dude just cannot pass. I just
Mm-hmm.
am I hating? Am I being objective here? I think I'm taking the under 2,575 yards.
If you watched, especially Saturday's preseason game when I think he completed one of like 7 passes. It was horrible.
It's
And
bad, and it looked even worse, dude.
oh my
Every
god.
pass was at the feet. Like I sometimes this is what I'm saying when you bet on your team. I don't know if it's the fan goggles or what, but like this guy looks terrible.
Because we saw the clips from the joint practice and he was sailing some passes.
Oh my god!
But you
Yeah,
saw that the only scoring drive they really had with him where they kicked the field goal, they ran it. Like you think he threw once and they ran. And if you take an example of Jalen Hurts, who again last year only threw for 2,900 yards, and they really just feasted on Saquon Barkley. To think Justin Fields gets 25, that doesn't really seem that crazy. So yeah, I'm right there with you. He just his arm. He's just not a great passer.
He's not. He's not. All right, we're leaving that. So for my last one, I have both of them here, but I can't play both. And we're talking about Josh Allen. All right. So here we're gonna go either full hater mode or we're gonna go like, this guy's the best, and there's nothing we can do about it. Before last season, Doug, this man was a turnover machine, and he had the most turnovers for a quarterback in the league in 3 years straight.
Uh-huh.
And then last season, he loses Diggs. We think it's a reset year, and all of a sudden, he doesn't turn the ball over.
Mm-hmm.
Is he going to go back? Is this the new Josh Allen, or is he going to go back to where he was the 3 years before? Because this number, over 9.5 passing interceptions, seems very tasty to me. We either take that or we're taking him to throw for over 27 touchdowns.
The touchdown one might be easier because he has thrown over 27 touchdowns the last 5 years. So that one might be a little bit easier, but I will say this: he did throw 3 interceptions in their joint practice with Chicago. So, he did have a good year last year, 6 interceptions, and then
it was an aberration, I want to say, or it's the beginning of a new Josh Allen. But based on his whole body of work in his career, it's an aberration for him not to turn the ball over so much.
Normally, quarterbacks, you rarely ever see a quarterback consistently stay in that like lower. They'll have 1 year where they throw like 8 interceptions. You're like, wow, that's a good. And then the next year, they throw like 10. So that 9.5 is a very good number. Still, if he throws 30 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, it's still a great year. But I'm taking the more on that one. I definitely think he's going to throw a little bit more.
But between those two, you still think he throws over 28 touchdowns? I mean, that's more of a gimme, you say?
If I had to pick between the two, which one I'm feeling more confident with, I'm taking the more than 9.5 interceptions.
All right, that's what we're doing, and we're going to submit that lineup. Perfect, brother. Thank you. So now let's talk about other types of bets that we cannot find on Prize Picks, which are team bets. All right. So you already told me that you feel a little more optimistic regarding the Dolphins season. So I have some bets here, and I have numbers, and we're just trying to find out. We can't parlay these bets. I just want to find out, what do you think it's more valuable? Okay. The first one is we're not blind fans, right? We're all assuming the Bills are going to take the first place. Now, right now, the sports books are in love with the Patriots. All right. They're putting the Patriots above the Dolphins when it comes to win totals, when it comes to playoffs. So right now, if I pick the Dolphins to get second place on the AFC East, I'm getting plus 250 on that. That's more than tripling your money, more than 3 to 1. So, more than 2 to 1. So, do you like that bet, second place in the East? I feel like, man, are the Patriots really going to be that good? Their schedule is not as cake. It's not like I know they weren't a top team last year, but their schedule is not that as easy. Our schedule is it's not hard, it's not easy, but I just don't see how they're better than us, talent wise, at least.
Yeah, I think it all comes down to Mike Vrabel and what he's going to do with that team. It's not as easy as a lot of people he has to install everything first, and then they have to learn it and they have to build into it and all that stuff. So it's not going to be an easy process where you're going to have the Tennessee Titans that won the number 1 seed in the AFC, and he's just going to take that and boom, Patriots are going to be, a 10-win team. The Dolphins are fighting for their lives. Mike McDaniel's fighting for his life. Chris Greer's fighting for his life. Tua is fighting for his life. So, if I'm a betting man, I think the Dolphins probably finish second. I think the Jets a lot of people are high on the Jets and the Patriots, low on the Dolphins. And if obviously we're Dolphin fans, every time the world is low on the Dolphins, they exceed expectations, and every time
that
they
is
expect
true.
us to do anything,
have you seen some of the predictions from the outlets? I mean, 5 wins is crazy. 5 wins is crazy.
Yeah,
5 wins would mean 2 is out for the season, and they just trade everybody.
Yeah, exactly. And if that does happen, if we get to week 8 or week 7 and we've won only 2 games, they're gonna. Tyreek will be traded, and Mike McDaniel will probably be fired. It's going to be a yard sale, but I don't see that happening. I think going up to the Ravens game, we'll probably have a good record because the teams we're facing the first half aren't that scary. But again, this is saying now things could change. So, but yeah, I think the Dolphins will probably finish second. They have the familiarity of playing with each other for the past 4 years. So yeah,
Yeah.
I
And
think the Dolphins
I just think that number is crazy. Plus 250, because the other prop that I have is Dolphins to reach the playoffs, right? That one's even less, is plus 220. But I do think, I mean, if they finish second, is there any chance they finish second and they don't make the playoffs?
It's a possibility. It is a possibility. There is a possibility they win 10 games and still don't make the playoffs because
That'll be brutal.
the AFC is a hard division or conference to play in. And even the Dolphins can go 10 wins and the Patriots can go 9 wins. Like that's not out of the realm of possibility. But yeah, they could win 10 games and not make the playoffs. They could go 9 wins and not make the playoffs. It's their face all like the teams that they're going to be fighting for. They face, they face the Bengals, they face the Steelers, they face the Chargers. These are all teams that they're going to be vying for to get a playoff spot, because you're going to have the Chiefs and the Ravens winning those divisions. So it's gonna come down to it. But if the Dolphins win the games they should and are competitive in the other ones, then yeah, I definitely think they could be a playoff team. But that was a hard one. Again, if I'm a betting man, I don't know if I touch that one, to be honest.
Yeah, it's better to bet on them finishing second place. Plus 250,
Yeah.
you get better payout.
Yeah.
I really like that. All right. So thank you so much for your insight, brother. To finish this off, I just want to read you. So right now, the over-under for Miami,
Yeah.
the number is 8.5, which is a very tricky number.
Yes.
Under is favored, but I think it'll be cool if we just quickly go over the schedule. And you just tell me, based on what you've seen from this team, based on what you heard from from outside noise, from other teams, just your initial thought.
Okay.
W or L.
Okay.
Win or loss.
Okay.
All right. And then we're gonna count how many wins we think we could have. All right, you ready?
Let's do it.
Colts at home.
Win.
What's a win? Pats on the road.
Win.
I agree with that. I think even if Vrabel figures out a way to beat Tua, which Tua owns the Patriots, it's not going to be that quickly. Then we got a primetime game against the Bills, Thursday Night Football at home.
Loss.
I agree with that. Then we get another primetime, but we get an extra day of rest. Jets, Monday Night Football in New York.
That's going to be a tricky one. I'm going to give, as of right now, win.
So right now we're at 2-2. Then we got Panthers at home.
Win.
Chargers.
Win.
I mean, Panthers is on the road. And then Chargers. We're still giving the win of the Panthers on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got Chargers at home.
Win.
Oh, we beat the Chargers.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's that West Coast. Yeah, that's the little notch I'm going to give to the Miami Dolphins. Is you got to go from West Coast to East Coast. I think it's a 1:00 game, right?
It's a 1:00 game. Yeah, coming west to east.
It's that's going to give them that slight edge, especially because the Dolphins play different at home. I'm going to give them the win on that one.
Okay, cool. Then, so right now we're at 4 wins. Then we got back-to-back road games: the Browns and the Falcons.
I think they beat the Browns. I think they lose to the Falcons, but that also can change. The Falcons is a iffy one.
Okay, that one's on the road.
Yeah, and we have a hard time with mobile quarterbacks. I need to see what Michael Penix looks like. So, after week 5, my pick on the Falcons might change. But
you
now,
said we split those.
Yes, I'll just throw it for a loss just to be unbiased.
So we're at 6 wins. Okay. We're at 6 wins, and we go into week 9. I know where you're going here. We got a Thursday Night Football game versus the Ravens at home.
Last time we played the Ravens at home on Thursday, we won.
Ooh.
But no, I'm to be unbiased, I'm going to put an L on that one just for now. Again,
look, this is me being fair. I love this team. I'm not a one of these haters. I can't trust Tua on primetime games.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to primetime, I'll take that W against the Jets, but versus a good team, it's hard. It's hard for me to bet on that primetime game. Then we get the Bills at home.
Loss.
So we get swept by the Bills.
Until we beat them, we can't beat them. That's my thought process on the Bills.
Okay. So you said you picking the Dolphins to win versus the Ravens Thursday Night Football?
No, a loss.
Loss. So okay, we're at 6 wins still. Then we're going to Madrid facing the Commanders.
I'm gonna put a W on that one. I know a lot of
Okay.
people are high on the Commanders, but I think they overshot last year, and I think they're gonna come down a little bit. I think the Dolphins will
Right.
take a W there.
All right. So just to recap, we're at 7 wins and we
Mhm.
got 6 games left.
Okay.
So out of the 6 games, if you think we're gonna win at least 2 of those, we're getting close to taking the over.
Mhm.
So the next one is the Saints at home after a
Win.
bye.
Win.
I mean, if we lose that game, fire everybody.
If we lose that game, that's like the Titans game in 2023. I'm
Oh
gonna
my
be
God.
beyond pissed off.
Yeah, it's still fire everybody. I don't care what the record is. Coming off a bye against the Saints. I mean,
Exactly.
so we're at 8. So now we just
Mhm.
need to win 2 more games and we're betting the over. So
Mhm.
we got the Jets in New Jersey. What do you think of that? Late season, maybe they have a new quarterback by then.
I'm gonna just again. I'm trying to be as unbiased as I can. I'm gonna say we split with the Jets just
Okay.
because I like their defense. So I'm gonna say we lose that one. It'll be a split with the Jets.
Then we got another primetime game, the Jalen Ramsey revenge game versus the Steelers. This
I'm
one is in Pittsburgh.
gonna loss on that one.
Oof. Then we get the Bengals at home.
I'm gonna say we win that one.
Okay, so that's our 9th win.
All of this, my thought process is like Tua's playing.
Tua's in there.
Yeah, so like with Tua there, I think it'll be a little bit of a shootout, but I also don't like the Bengals defense. They really haven't made much changes on that.
I'm out on the Bengals. Like, speaking of other bets besides the Dolphins, I already took the Bengals under for the season.
Mhm.
I'm not sure. I don't think they got better in any way. You got a career year from Burrow. What is he going to be better now? He's also like Tua, like when it comes to staying healthy.
Mhm.
So like he's gonna be way better than what he was his best year in a year that they didn't even make the playoffs. I'm all out on the Bengals. So I like that. I like that pick, even though it may not be popular. We're at 9 wins already, so it looks like me and Doug are gonna take the over. But we still got 2 more games. We got the Bucks at home. It's a 1 p.m. game. Bucks may be a tough team, but we're at home.
That's so far in the future. It's such a hard take. They could, again, it's another team that can go one of 2 ways. Baker plays really well at times, but Baker also kind of struggles at times. I'm gonna put a W on that one.
If we're assuming health, man, like Tua at home at 1 p.m. is like one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah.
So I like that. And then our final game, which may be for a playoff spot or for that bet we made earlier, second in the division. We on the road in the cold. Are you taking Miami W or a Miami L there?
I'm gonna put an L on that one.
Okay, so that puts us at 10 wins.
And that's my thought process, honestly, going into this. I think if Tua stays healthy, and the offensive line gives us a decent shot, I think this is a 10-win team. So a lot of it depends on the health. So
yeah,
that's right in line of what my thought process. So yeah, I'm good with that.
You know what? It's hard to disagree. Doug, thank you so much, brother, for joining me. Tell everybody in the 5 Reasons Sports family audience where they can find your channel.
You look up that weird name I have, and you'll find me, youtube.com/DouglyDoWrong. I'm on Twitter. You can find me on Spotify, all that good stuff.
Awesome, dude. Like, just props to you. Every time after a practice, I'm there. Every time after a game, I'm there. One of the most diligent people covering the Dolphins. I really appreciate you for coming, guys. Big Picks Energy. Remember, wap.com/Big Picks Energy. We're going to have a bunch of bets during the NFL season. Thank you to Doug for joining us. Make sure to take all those bets we gave you today. This is biased, but also being fair, right? We were fair. I feel like we were a little fair. We didn't trash.
We a little bias in there, but we tried to stay,
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you, Doug.
Appreciate you.
Thanks for watching the 5 Reasons Gambling Show with Big Picks Energy.
Secure the value. Secure the